In this example, we're finding the zeros of a quadratic by factoring the trinomial, and we're going to use the grouping method in order to be able to do this. So to begin with, to find the zeros, we're going to set the function value equal to 0. We're going to identify the A, B, and C portions of the function. So you recall, in general, a quadratic function in standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Identifying the a, b's, and c's here, we have a equal to 8, b equal to 10, c equal to 3. So we need to find two things. We need to find two numbers. What two numbers multiplied together give you the product AC, and those same two numbers, when added together, give you B. So in this particular case, the product AC, which would be 3 times 8, or 8 times 3. So we're looking for a number that when multiplied, or two numbers when multiplied together give you 24, and when added together give you 10. And the ones that come to mind are 4 and 6. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take these two numbers, we are going to turn 8x squared plus 10x plus 3, a 3-term expression, into a 4-term expression. So we're going to go 0 equals 8x squared plus 4x plus 6x plus 3. You'll notice that 4x plus 6x equals 10x. So these are equivalent or the same expressions. It's just we've turned this term, one term, into two terms. Having a 4-term expression is now going to allow us to group. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to group the first two terms together, and we're going to group the second two terms together. And now we're going to factor. We are going to find the greatest common factor between 8x squared and 4x. The greatest common factor between 8x squared and 4x is 4x. Factoring this 4x out of these two terms, we get 2x plus 1 inside our parentheses. Doing the same thing here, my greatest common factor between 6x and 3 is 3. And factoring that out of this expression, we get 2x plus 1. So here I have two terms. Term is an expression is separated by a plus sign. Here's my plus sign right here. Okay. So my common factor multiplier in these two terms is 2x plus 1. So if I factor those out, I'm left with 4x plus 3. So if I were to take and multiply these two binomials together, that would give me 8x squared plus 10x plus 3. So now we are basically going to use the zero product theorem. zero product theorem, which tells us that if we have two multipliers or factors being multiplied together and the answer or product is 0, that each of those factors also could be equal to 0. So from the zero product theorem, which I affectionately call the ZPT, math people love to do acronyms and shortcuts. ZPT tells me that 2x plus 1 equals 0, and or 4x plus 3 equals 0. And then I solve both these equations. Subtract 1 from both sides of this equation. I get 2x equals negative 1. Divide both sides of that equation by 2. And I get x equals negative 1/2. Here I subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. I get 4x equals negative 3. And then divide both sides of the equation by 4. And I get x equals negative 3/4. So, if I were to go to a program like Desmos, and I were to type in the function f of x equals, what was it again? Double check. 8x squared plus 10x plus 3. 8x squared plus 10x plus 3. And I were to look at the zeros, you'd see one is negative 1/2 and the other is at negative 3/4. And that's how you find the zeros using the factor by grouping method.